just love a good Titans time after a big dub? Tennessee came out this weekend and got a big win, 34-31 over the Bills. You can love to see it. Titans are supposed to lose by 50 this weekend. I don't think that happened. Quick side story. I was in Walmart before the game Monday, and I seen a huge swath of Bills Mafia down here in Nashville. And I just casually said to one of the guys in the group, I think he heard me, that's a long way to drive for a loss. And they looked at me like, oh, okay, yeah, y'all suck. Okay, cool. I was like, yeah, okay, we'll see. I came out last weekend at the end and changed my prediction. I had the Bills winning up until I started shooting. And literally what you saw last episode was me having a change of heart at the last minute. And I definitely picked my Titans to win 27-25. Now, we scored a little bit more and we gave up a little bit more, a lot more than I was comfortable with. But we overall, you love to see having a good win. We have a big stretch coming up, starting with this game. And the fact that we got a big win on Monday Night Football in front of everybody is huge for us. You knew up front, as a Titans fan, that anytime that there's adversity and your back's against the wall and everybody counts you out, it's recipe for disaster for the other team. That's the type of Mike Vrabel-led team games that you love to see. When everybody counts you out, there's no chance of us winning. We win. We actually come and smack you right in the mouth. We play the game the way we want to play. You love it. Man, I'm so sick of the Titans putting me on an emotional roller coaster every weekend. It don't make no sense. Oh. We had a few injuries yesterday. Caleb Farley was announced today that he tore his ACL and that he might actually end up missing the rest of the season. It actually sucks to hear that, seeing that it was his first start in over 600 days. He's not played in 2 years, and he finally gets to start. Yes, he had some rust, and they picked on him early, but you could see he was going to use that speed and that length that he has to be a real problem going forward. But for him to be able to miss a lot more time now, while we just already had Christian Fulton on IR, that sucks for our defensive back system. You hate to see Taylor One last night being carted off as well. That was really scary because Taylor One's one of the boys, and you wish all success for him. If you ever had a concussion, if you ever played any physical sports, you know that those are nothing to play with, especially later on in life. And for him to have that long time to be laying down was not a good feeling at first, but to see him lift his thumb up and give the shaka bra was good to see. And to hear that he has feeling in his extremities, there's no spinal damage, but he will be out with a severe concussion for a while. You do see that. You hate to see Cam Batson as well going down with that knee injury. He needed help going off. He looked like he couldn't put no weight on it, and that hurts. He's a real key part as a speed guy in our offense. But hopefully, it's not like a tear or anything serious. I haven't seen any reports early in the morning, but we'll be watching more forward. You'll probably hear something later on in the week, the later episode. Somebody was absent last night when McNichols wasn't playing. He went out early with an ankle injury and did not return. That's not good. Usually those are the high ankle sprains, and those take a couple weeks. Lucky for us, Darrington Evans has been practicing. We hope to have him back next week. We will need all of our firepower going forward. We do need some more people to be in there to spell Derrick Henry. Chris Jackson went down with a foot injury. You could see him noticeably limping towards the fourth quarter, but he was clearly our best cornerback all game. And for him to be our 7th round pick 2 years ago out of Marshall, and he's already progressing to be a solid, cornerback. You love to see that, but we should have had more help for him instead of him being targeted as much as he was and picked on. But I think that all cornerbacks, except for Molden, were picked on like too much. All right, back on the game. King shit again. I love it. Like, for Derek to only have 22 touches and he racked up, 156 yards total, 3 touchdowns, 148 on the ground. He's back at it. Derrick Henry is a beast. I think we are seeing a Hall of Famer in his prime doing Hall of Fame things. There's nobody who's ever going to have numbers like this in a 10 to 15, 20 year span. Like, there's not going to be another back that just goes to come and wreck the game the way that Derrick Henry wrecks the game. And I know, like, I'm not joking anymore. He is the greatest running back of all time. I'm sorry, Jim Brown. I'm sorry, Barry Sanders. I'm sorry, Emmitt Smith. But Derrick Henry right now, from all 3 levels of football, he was the greatest high school running back of all time. He was a Heisman Trophy winner and set records and ran over everybody. Was bigger than life in college. And now, as a second round pick, he's one of the greatest running backs already in history. Like, he's a top 10 running back already. And I feel like he's going to be on the Mount Rushmore when he's done with his run. Derrick Henry, salute to you. I am forever in your debt for being able to watch this and witness this right now. Tannehill looked amazing last night. I was going to say he looked good, but the fact that he had no sacks and there was a lot of pressure on him last night. There was plenty of pressure, but he made like correct moves in the pocket getting outside of the pocket, making the right reads quickly. Like, he played an amazing game last night. He played exactly what needed to be played to win. Even with that pick, that bad read to Julio down the middle of the field, you can go back on film and watch. If Julio were to run the seams from that middle part, because it looks like they were running in cover 3, they've been man all game, and they end up coming out in the cover 3. So if you run the seams instead of going across the middle, then he actually has something there. He should be able to catch Poirier off guard and go from there. Tannehill played an amazing game. If Tannehill plays like that, every game, just consistent, even with the mistakes, just consistently getting third downs, consistently getting us in the right protections. You saw it last night. He was he was shifting everybody around to play chess. He was literally playing chess with the defense to help Derrick Henry, like, with his protections. And it was amazing to see. I loved it. Shout outs to the offensive line as well. You blocked amazingly. Yeah, AJ, big ups to you as well, bro. Like, that second half was amazing. He ended up with 7 catches, 91 yards. No touchdowns, but he was unstoppable. Third down, second down, anytime you needed to keep moving those chains, you can tell that he was just a mismatch for everything that they were trying to do. Big ups to the play calling as well. They were able to put him in the best positions possible. So, like, that's a good progression and matriculation from the coaching staff, as well as seeing AJ looking healthy. Julio had that amazing catch. Like, that's the shit you bring Julio here for. Like, and to think that, like, going forward when he's healthy, like, he's gonna do so much more. That's just hey, yeah, I know. And I like the way that Nick Westbrook-Akina stepped up. He had that huge monster block and pancake on the Derrick Henry 76-yard run. He had a couple of catches on the last couple of drives to keep it going. Like, he's been matriculating and been my hugest surprise of the game today. So shout out NWI. Our defense gave up a lot of points, gave up a shit ton of yards, but were played that like good bend don't break defense. And I can't sit here and say that I was upset. I wasn't upset when you see it's like 3rd and 4 or 2nd and 6, and Janoris Jenkins and Caleb Farley and Breon Borders are playing 10 yards off coverage. Like easy first downs. But then when it came to the red zones, they were super stingy. Even Rashad Evans stepped up tonight. He played a decent. There were some missed tackles still going to start the game that you can just not live with. But everybody on that defense played well in the red zone. They were able to move up and down the field, and what you thought they were. But when you get to constantly pressuring Josh Allen, getting him rolling to the left, I think everybody in the NFL is going to take note of that as well and see that like Josh Allen cannot go left. Like if you let him go right, he can do whatever he want to do. If you let him go left, it's just unnatural. And the NFL is a copycat league, and you're going to see that like everybody is going to scheme that to their advantage. I don't like that going forward for the Bills, but I'm not a Bills fan, and thanks for Bills Mafia for talking shit earlier. On the defense, Harold Landry and Big Jeff were in the backfield all day. They consistently got pressure on Josh Allen. 3 sacks total. I would love to see that going on. They were consistently stopping the run. I think they only had like 80 plus carry, 83 yards on 20 some carries. So right around about 4 yards a carry, but it wasn't effective. So you did stop the run. You were able to consistently get pressure. The blitzing scheme was different this weekend. We were actually trying to get pressure on him, keep him uncomfortable. And once we noticed that he couldn't go left, we definitely tried to scheme around him going left. Once you see like he tried to go right, he forced it right several times. Tierra Tart and Naquan Jones, some of them big guys up front were right there in his face. Kevin Byard and Amani Hooker played amazingly with safeties last night. The cornerbacks were picked on a lot, like I said, but the safeties bailed them out all game. David Long was everywhere again. You want him to be a more sure tackler, and which he worked on this weekend. But he has to get like more reps, I guess. I don't want to say like he needs to get better, but because he's actually like skilled. He's got a lot of talent. He just got to see more. But he's young, and he hasn't played that much behind Jayon and Rashad Evans. So, hey, shout out. Keep progressing. Keep doing your thing. We got a big stretch going, man. Now, we did have a slow start on offense. The first two, I wouldn't say 3 and outs, but it was nothing drives. Like, there's nothing going, and they turn around and, but thanks to the defense, were able to stop them. Only holding the field goals, and then on the third drive, you see Derek bust that 76-yarder, and we were off and running after that. But we cannot have the slow starts anymore. We had stupid penalties. One in particular was that Breon Borders pass interference down the field. If he turns around and tries to play that, play the ball a bit more, you don't get the pass interference. It actually was a lame duck throw, and it should have been picked. Should have been going the other way. And it comes with playing, I guess, a little more experience. And not covering Stephon Diggs, who had a great game. We definitely need to address that going forward. You hope to see Chris Jackson come back, because that was one of our bright spots last night. He is getting a lot better experience right now, and getting, like, especially playing against Diggs or Emmanuel Sanders, those veterans that like are aggressive, go right at you. But like, you got to be healthy though, so we hope to see him coming back later on in the week as well. It will be an issue if we don't go for dress going forward, and you hate to have noticeable issues when you're in the thick of things the way we are right now. I don't know what's on the market. We'll probably talk about that in the next episode of Titans Time as well. What's on the market for cornerback positions, and what are some of my suggestions going forward. The trades that I think that would be good for the Titans, and what we can get out of everybody. But all right, we got Kansas City next week. So in the next episode of Titans Time, we're definitely going to go more in depth into that. But until then, when we come back, Vegas, baby.
Brought to you by the Chisholm Channel and TCC Productions.